Hello everyone, today's the Wednesday the 3rd of February and this is your learning journey. How important are hedgehogs in the garden food chain? We did some fantastic thinking yesterday about animals that hibernate and those which don't, so well done for all your hard work on that. Now, I'm going to return to our vocabulary pyramid here, and I've added in hibernate because that's another fantastic scientific word that we've learned about. Just thinking as well, I'm going to add something else to this too, because we know that, and we discussed that, hedgehogs are nocturnal animals, so they come out at night to feed, so I'm going to put that in there too. Okay, today we're going to return to thinking a little bit more about this part of our question, the food chain. We've done lots of thinking about hedgehogs, understanding what they eat and understanding about their hibernation and where we might find them in our gardens and when we might find them in our gardens. So we're going to think more now about food chains. Okay, let's have a look then. Our Can I question for today is, can I understand how food chains work? Now, I'm going to do a bit of explaining to you and then explain what your task is today. Here you can see the sun, that's right. And we can see some arrows pointing down to this plant. What do you think that's showing? Well, plants get their energy from the sun. In fact, they make their own food. So they use the sun and water and they make their own food, their own energy so that they can grow, okay, and survive. Now, because plants get their energy from the sun and they make their own food, we call them producers. Can you clap that out? Producers. Producers. Okay, so that's the start of our food chain. The food chain always starts with the sun because the sun allows plants to make energy for themselves. Now, the arrows here don't show that the plant is eating the sun. The arrows show here that the energy from the sun is being used by the plant. So this is the energy being transferred. So energy is transferred from the sun to the plant. What's going to come next in our food chain? Okay, well, we have the plant, and that's getting its energy from the sun, and then animals, okay, so the invertebrates we might find in our gardens, like snails, they come along and they eat the plants. Okay, so animals are called consumers because they consume or eat plants and other animals. Okay, they don't make their own food. So plants are producers and the animals that eat the plants and other animals are called consumers. Okay, they don't make their own food. And you can see the arrows here again are showing how the energy from the plant is now being transferred into the snail. Okay, so those arrows again showing us how the energy transfers. Okay, what do you think is going to come next in our food chain? So we've had the sun, we've got the plants, which are the producers, and then we've got a snail, which is a consumer. What is going to eat the snail? Well, it could have been a hedgehog, you're right, but here I've got a bird, so a robin in fact. So here I've got the sun, and the sun is transferring its energy. The plant is using it to make its own food. Then so that's the producer. Then the consumer here is the snail, and the energy is being transferred. And then the bird is eating the snail here. Okay, so the energy is now being transferred from the snail to the bird. Now, it is true that we could call the bird another consumer because it's eating another animal, but we can also call it something else. The bird here is called a predator because animals that eat other animals are called predators, and the animals that they eat are called their prey. So in this case, as well as being a consumer, because it's consuming the plant, the snail is also called prey. And like you told me at the very start of our learning journey, we have predators, and the bird in this case is being a predator for the snail because it is going to eat it. It's eating another animal. Now, you might say to me, yes, Miss Pinderwhite, but a bigger bird might come along and eat this bird, and you'd be right, because those chains can keep going on. It might not just stop at the robin, okay? It could keep going on, and a predator could then eat the robin, and the robin becomes the prey, okay? So it could be that there's a cat maybe, and the cat catches the bird, and therefore the cat is then going to be the predator further up the food chain, and the bird is going to be the prey. So we've had lots and lots of information there. If you want to go back and listen to my explanation again, you can do. But if you feel confident, here's your task. So, on Class Dojo, I've put a worksheet, and I would like you to see if you can label the food chain correctly with the labels below: consumer, producer, prey, and predator. And remember, some of the pictures might have both, mightn't they? They might be both a prey and a consumer. Now, for your reflection, I'd like us to think carefully, because this is what scientists really have to do. They have to ask the what if questions. And the what if question I'm going to ask you is this. And you can either write it down or you could record a video of your explanation. So, what do you think would happen if we took the plant, so the producer, out of the food chain? What would happen to the other animals in the food chain? It's an interesting question, isn't it? So don't forget to add that part. You can either write it down or you can upload a video. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts about that. Okay, well done everyone.